This is NHTV2, North Haven Government Television, a service of North Haven Community Television. The following program is brought to you through the support of the Town of North Haven.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Planning and Zoning from April 1, 2024, 7 p.m. and our meeting is a short agenda tonight. We have no public hearing, a couple of site plans, and just a short agenda.
We have two public hearings.
We have two public hearings. I stand corrected.
We have no public.
I stand corrected. We don't have any public, but we do have the hearing. Well, in any event, let me get to introduce our staff, which out to my extreme right is Andy Bevilacqua, our town engineer. Next to him is Alan Fredrickson, is our land use administrator. And to my left is Katani, she's our court reporter. Next to her is Christine Hilton, she's a new staff secretary. Next to her is Leslie Carney, and she is also a secretary of the staff. With that, would you introduce yourself?
Yep, I'm Gary Maddie, I'm an alternate.
Ken Quick, I'm a regular member.
Ron Williams, regular member.
Paul Wyman, Vice Chairman.
Brian Cummings, Secretary.
Mark Greasy, alternate.
Okay, thank you very much. Alan, let me ask you this, is there any changes to the agenda?
No, sir.
Good. What about this 400 Valley Service, is that on or off?
Oh, I thought it was already off. I'm sorry.
Huh?
I guess it is a change. It's off.
Okay.
It's totally off. It was off so long ago that I cast it
It's off
aside.
entirely.
So I
Okay.
won't read it.
Next month, take it off entirely. Okay,
We'll
with
keep
that, let me get our secretary to read the call of the first public hearing.
Thank you, Vern. The first public hearing is P24-05S. It's a special permit application as authorized by section 8.10.1 of Penny Damio, applicant SMS Washington Avenue Hospitality LLC, owner relative to 201 Washington Avenue, map 80, lot 1, plan entitled Property Survey 201 Washington Avenue, North Haven, Connecticut, dated 12/16/96, scale 1 inch equals 40 feet, IL 30 zoning district.
Okay, is there someone here to represent the applicant? Okay.
So the Best Western Plus here in North Haven currently has liquor license.
You want to give your name?
Oh, sorry.
Who you are there?
Do you need me to hold this up?
Yeah.
I think it would help.
Okay. I'm Penny Damio, I'm the general manager for the Best Western Plus in North Haven. We had applied for a liquor license last year. We are managed by a management company that set up the original liquor license, and they set it up as a restaurant license. When actually we need to get a hotel license from the liquor department. So that's why I'm here today.
What is the difference between the license you have now
The liquor
and
license.
what you're looking for?
The restaurant license I have now allows us to serve alcohol only in the restaurant, and it can't leave that area. I did also apply for I have two other existing bars, and I applied for that. So I have both, the restaurant and the existing consumer bars, one for our banquet center and one for our outside deck. However, it doesn't accommodate guests if they want to purchase liquor and bring it to their room, or allow us to sell in our sundries area to any guests that may want to purchase liquor.
So this will allow you to actually
The whole,
deliver in the whole hotel?
inside the whole hotel, yes.
Okay.
Penny, will you still need the other liquor licenses when you have this, or will this
No.
consolidate everything?
It will consolidate everything.
Okay. Okay. Paul, you got any questions?
No, I have no questions.
1 second. Rob?
No, I have no questions. It was an interesting looking at this drawing though, because I felt like I had a history of the property as being Ramada and then Holiday Inn, but no questions, thanks.
Okay.
I have no questions.
Okay. You, Brian?
Almost set, thank you.
Will there be packaged goods available, like, you know, full bottles as opposed to just sending drinks to rooms type of thing?
We will be selling whole bottles at the restaurant, correct. As far as for the sundries area, it would be individual service, the small.
So this will allow you to sell a bottle at the service bar, whatever bar it is, and they can bring that back to their room if they like?
Correct.
Okay. Very good. Anything from staff?
No.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, 1 second. Anybody here from the public that would be speak in favor of this? Anyone speak in opposition to it? Staff? Commission? You good? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Close that public hearing. Okay, by the way, anything that we do approve tonight, land use administrator and town engineer's comments will automatically be put into the approval. Brian?
Okay, the second public hearing is P24-06S, special permit application as authorized by section 8.10.4.1 of 12% LLC applicant 450 Sacker Point Road Association LLC, owner relative to 341 State Street, map 35, lot 25, plan entitled 12% Brewing Company, 341 State Street, North Haven, Connecticut, dated 6/26/18, revised 7/26/18, scale 1 inch equals 40 feet, IL 30 zoning district.
Okay. Okay, folks.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Peter Burdon. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Burdon, Young & Margolis. With me is Alex Brent, who is one of the principals of 12%. This is an application. It is in 2 parts. We are doing, or seeking to do, subject to your permission, is to be able to take the existing brewery and add on to that 2 functions. One is the production of spirits, and the other is the production of wine. In addition, there's going to be a small expansion of the tasting room, so there'll be some additional area inside the premises for the tasting room to host primarily special events. You had most recently approved this for a patio extension back in 2021. And we are now seeking also to include an adjacent area of the existing building to include warehousing. That warehousing is going to be owned and operated by an affiliated company, but separately owned. And that is going to be owned by AA. And that's going to be strictly a wholesale operation. There's no public-facing component to that whatsoever. So they're dividing their existing business model into 2 components. One is the production of beer, wine, and spirits on the one hand, together with an associated tasting room, and then their wholesaling operations on the other. Currently, they are merged, but they're going to be dividing those 2. They're going to be occupying the entire building, which is a 62,000 square foot building, and it's located at 341 State Street. From the public's perspective and from the outside world, there's going to be absolutely no difference that's going to be noticed at all. And so with that, we're certainly happy to take any questions you may have.
Okay, the common area that you have here, I guess it's marked out in green?
Yes.
Yes. Can you explain to me how that works a little bit?
Sure. So under it's a federal regulation thing. It's literally like not even stripes on the ground. In order to, from a federal perspective, to be able to have the wine and the spirits, the beer manufacturing all within the same premises, you have to have a component of that premises people would consider to be alternating premises. So it flip-flops back and forth from beer, wine, and spirits, depending upon what they are doing. In this particular case, it's actually just flip-flopping back and forth between beer and wine. That common area is the area in which both beer and wine can travel in and out of the warehouse. So there's really, if you were in this room, just to explain it in a very weird sort of way, because the products have different taxing categories, I hate to get down into the weeds on this, but I love this stuff. This is what I do day in, day out. The products have to be segregated, because if you came in for an audit, you want to be able to track that and be able to determine what the tax that should be paid on that particular product. So you have to have your spirits off in a bonded area in one corner of the warehouse, your beer over in another location, and your wine production over in a third location. And where you're kind of alternating or flip-flopping back and forth in terms of your use of the premises, that's your kind of common area, and that's what the green is. So don't mean to confuse you with respect to that, but this was part of the plans that we're going to be submitting for our federal modifications of our federal applications.
Okay. How big a crowd do you actually have come in here?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Yeah. What kind of crowd do you draw there? How large is the crowd that you have on any given weekend for stay or during the week, whatever the case may be?
It's not huge during the week. Friday, Saturday in our tasting room. I don't know how to. It's throughout the course of a day, 100 people maybe. You know.
And for the record, you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Alex Blank, one of the owners of 12%.
So the largest volume you do is on the weekend, I presume?
Of customers coming
Yeah.
through, yes. Yeah, Friday, Saturdays are the big days. Friday night, Saturday, yeah.
Okay.
So Alex, you would have the entire building at this point
Correct.
known as 341 State, and all of it would be covered by some type of liquor permit,
Correct.
whether it was distilled spirits or brewery or distributorship or what have you.
Correct.
Okay.
Now,
Good enough. Go ahead, Walt.
I see the tax cooler. When you do the spirits, are you going to have labels on there? You're going to be putting the tax labels on there? Is there someone from the government that comes in and?
So the old tax stamps have gone by the wayside a little bit, so they don't actually have to do that anymore. But what is done is there is an accounting and there's strict records that have to be maintained both on the production of not only the spirits but also on the beer and on the wine as well.
Okay. And I didn't see any notes from the fire department, but there's a grain silo there?
Yeah.
I don't think you had any comments on it.
Yeah.
That's been there for
That was there
years
before,
and
okay.
has been submitted.
But what you have this, is this, you're gonna bring product from the outside now, not only what you make there, correct?
So I'm not quite sure what you're asking. So we will manufacture spirits, wine, beer. Spirits manufacturing now is done two ways. One is you can make it from scratch, distill it. The other is to bring in some base liquid and essentially treat that, whether it's, and aging it in barrels or something, which is what many people are doing and what we intend to do to start.
With all of it?
Not with all of it, no. I'm just talking about spirits, but just to answer your question, we will be bringing in some outside ingredients, some of which is
The
finished.
ingredients that'll be put together at your place?
Correct, correct.
That's good enough.
What are the principal types of alcohol or spirits that you generate? Vodka, bourbon, gin, brandies, or a mix?
We haven't gotten that far. We're just trying to get the ability to make these things, whatever sells the most.
I was looking at it, I mean, you're gonna have the capability to do things like holiday specials and things like that for
Yes.
people if they want something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's interesting. This is a very busy drawing with all the different kettles, brew kettles, wort kettles, mash kettles.
Come by and check out the place. It's a busy place.
It is. It is. I'm all set. I'm with you.
Right?
I'm good, yeah.
Good.
Okay, Rod?
So the additional space looks like a tap room that's sort of off of the main tasting room. Is that like an existing building? Will that be something else that's constructed? Could you just describe that a little bit?
So, Mr. Williams, just to be clear, and we just couldn't fit it all on one sheet. If you take the two sheets that were passed out and you put them together, that is the entire building. So if you look at the building here, this area in here is the brewery. This is the warehouse. The tasting room's going to jut in right here.
Okay.
So the tasting room is going into what is now a separately demised space, which is the warehouse. So they're going to, punch a hole in the wall, construct 2 additional walls to make up for that. It's going to be an event space primarily.
I had the other document in front of me. I should have looked at that. Thanks.
Sorry, we weren't able to get that all on one thing.
Sorry. Okay, great.
You got that straight?
I'm good.
I have no questions.
No question, okay. You guys are good here?
I'm good, thanks.
Staff?
Yeah, I just had one. Not really planning and zoning thing, I'm thinking more in terms of the sewer use. We went back and forth on a few things. We had a deduct meter set up now in terms of your beer production.
Yep.
Take that off. Is there going to be initial water use that's going to be going into production?
I mean, I don't, if we produce more of anything, so cider or wine,
Yep.
I imagine total volume will increase.
Okay.
Wine, cider, we don't expect them to be nearly as big as beer.
Right.
So, our hope is yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to a water use thing, and all I'm going to ask you is, in terms of laying this out and designing it, just make sure that any water that you're going to put into your product, that gets metered separately.
Absolutely.
So that way you can get that deducted from your sewer use fee, and you don't have to pay for it. So that's my only goal.
Yep.
Vern, I do have a question. I just piggyback on Andy's question. Water use. I the other day I took a sip of some tap water at the house, and I could really taste a lot of chlorine in it. What do you guys do for that? I mean,
I'm more of a general manager, not a brewer, but virtually all the liquid beer that we're producing is treated with certain salts to get certain flavor qualities. Mm-hmm. The brewers we work with claim, and I'm not just saying this, like North Haven water is the best. They love it for brewing. Mm-hmm. That's what they say. I can't speak much more to it other than I know it's good for beer.
Do they filter it first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think that's long been a part of Mike Frieda's economic development initiative.
No, we've had brewers like migrate out and then start to claim the water in Westchester's better, and all of our brewers
jump up.
Yeah, they're like, it's not true. Whatever. We're proud of the water in the town.
And some people say the water for pizza though is also the best.
It may be true.
Brian, you good?
I'm good.
Good. So just a little housekeeping, then the colored coded diagram will mark Exhibit A, and the second drawing will be Exhibit B.
Okay, you good? Okay, just 1 second, folks. Is there anyone here who would like to speak in favor of this application? Anyone here in favor? Anyone here in opposition? Okay, nobody's here in opposition. You're all set, Commission? Okay, very good. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much.
I have a question.
Public hearing is closed.
Blank, B-L-A-N-K.
I can't assume anything. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay, that's all. We're down to, Brian?
Okay, this is item number 4. This is P2407. Land application for Aros Foodland of New Haven, Connecticut Incorporated. Applicant North Haven Holdings LP, owner relative to 100 Universal Drive North, map 16, lot 2. Plan entitled Potential Site Improvements 210 Universal Drive, North Haven, Connecticut, prepared by Godfrey Hoffman Lodge, LLC, dated 1/2/2024, scale 1 inch equals 20 feet, IL 80 zoning district.
Good evening, everybody. It's nice to see you. Timothy Lee on behalf of the applicant for Aros Market. you're all probably familiar with Ferraros at this point in time, but they relocated their business from downtown New Haven, where they'd been there for decades, to Universal Drive next to Target a couple of years ago, and they have been very successful. One of their logistical issues is right now they have storage and freezer facilities off-site at a different location. They have to make 10 to 12 truck trips every day to go to their warehouse and freezer facility in order to bring product back to the shelves in North Haven. So what they have done is they've reached out to the landlord, and the landlord has given them permission to install 5 trailers behind the building where Ferraros is located. 3 of the trailers are going to be 8 by 40, and 2 of the units are going to be 8 by 20. One is a freezer, and the other 4 are refrigerated. This will allow them to store product on site and eliminate the need for them to travel back and forth to the warehouse on multiple occasions during the day. Because, and you guys may have lived through this, because it was a little bit of a funky shape behind the building, and because of the way the road is, Eagle Crossing got created, we needed to get variances of the setback requirements from the Zoning Board of Appeals. Zoning Board of Appeals gave us those variances last week, which allows us to be in front of Planning and Zoning Commission tonight. So in sum and substance, all we're looking to do is locate those 5 trailers behind the existing Ferraros market for purposes of refrigerated storage.
Tim, these are containers, right?
Yeah, like box storage containers, but they're going to be refrigerated.
Coolers and a freezer.
1 freezer and 4 coolers, correct.
You say trailer, is it an actual tractor trailer, or is it you putting a box on the ground?
It's the box on the ground.
Okay.
Container.
Correct, containers.
Okay. Ken, you want to?
Yeah, I guess I had
questions here.
are these freezers going to be, are they portable? Are they going to be permanently in place? When you say trailers, that's, what's the long-term plans for that?
Yeah, but trailers may have been the wrong word. They are going to be structures. They're, they're not going to be transported in and out on a daily basis, a weekly basis. Once they're there for the duration. But let's say 10 years from now, that they've run their useful life, that they would be able to be picked up and trailered out of there. But the intent is to keep them there on a permanent basis, not to travel them back and forth.
And is there any reason they're not closer to the building? Is it because they're portable essentially?
My guess is it has to do with the fire lanes, and there's also a loading dock behind the building as well.
Okay.
And they still allow vehicular circulation around the area where the containers would be, 360 around there, so.
Tim,
Ken, you're figuring the circulation around there?
Well, that's good to know. That's why it's kind of an eyesore out in the middle versus tucked up against the building. Understanding the reasoning. I didn't design it, so.
Okay, are you good with that?
I think that sounds good.
Okay, good, Ken, thank you. Okay.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Don't forget me.
Go ahead.
Is there power out there? I assume there is, right?
Yeah, they're going to be electrified because they're going to be refrigerated units. So yes, they will have power.
Also, but I think it might have been before you got here. The chair said that the conditions that are listed are going to be assumed to be part of the vote. Have you had a look at those, and are those acceptable?
Yeah, no objection.
Carrie?
I don't mean to wake you.
Sorry, no, I'm just looking at the plan. So the power is going to be under the pavement, is that?
Well, there's light there. There's a light fixture right there too.
So
I
they're
think
gonna feed it through there?
Correct.
I think the power comes right down. I don't know if have you been down and saw that?
Went over to the trail, yeah.
Yeah, I think it comes right down that pole that's right there.
There's a lighting fixture right there.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that good?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I do. Tim, looking at Alan's comment number 3, it talks about a relatively complex networks of sidewalks exists at the property. Have you reviewed that, and Where are these sidewalks? It was back there, I didn't see a lot of sidewalks behind the place. Were you talking in front of there?
So they're, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, just to explain the comment, when they came in before for the change of use and the chiller that is back there, the cooler that's already back there, that comment was put forward. It all kind of goes back to the problem of the town taking Eagle Crossing.
Okay.
So we didn't want to do that, and it had to do with the Best Buy shopping center and a long, complex series of events that involved OSTA, state traffic, and they wanted us to take it. So we took it, and, you know, just kind of speaking to Ken's comments too, you know, we have some different things that are happening out there now. So you have streets. There are street sidewalks that are around, and there's a network of sidewalks within the complex. But, you know, originally that was not a road, so there are no sidewalks that were built. And then, so you reach a point now where, you know, you'd be, you know, to put sidewalks all along Eagle Crossing would be a lot more than you would sort of get out of a tenant space. You know, when you're not doing the initial construction. So,
Sidewalks would affect the egress.
The pedestrian traffic there is minimal.
To the containers also, if they were to require them to be around those.
yeah, and I guess it's sort of an oddly phrased, you know, comment, but it's just something where the entire site, you know, you end up looking at over time. And yeah, you do have the network of sidewalks within the site, but for street sidewalks themselves, there's, by and large, there's a sidewalk on the other side of the road.
So what I've seen of this, the public doesn't come in through that way. They come in through the front and the side, right?
No, they don't, you know, again, the back, what was the side and the rear is, you know, is now a little more of the front, but it's an unusual layout at this point. It's somewhat odd, but
Where the structures are going to be is basically employee parking right now. Actually, I was out there, and the guys basically go in and out to access the store and the loading dock. And that's basically.
And you can't see it from this drawing, but there's plenty of parking spots in the back of Target. Target has quite a few containers back there as well.
This is the original site plan that got approved, but yeah, there's a ton of parking back there that's actually, at least when I was there, the 2 times I was there, is not being used at all.
Yeah. As I say, I added up the parking last time, and you know, you're pushing 1,500 spaces. I do shop there, not even close to full at any time, even you know, Black Friday or what have you, just not even close. But that's what works with the you know, the synergies between the uses. You know, you got Hartford Healthcare in there now. You got some retail, you got some restaurants, and the parking tends to cycle. So it's like the North Haven Shopping Center. You know, it's a similar thing. You have a multitude of uses in there, and it's a positive effect in terms of the parking. I wouldn't worry about that aspect of it.
Okay. Do you know if these are going to be on the ground level, or since you just used the word trailers, which I think of a 18-wheeler trailer, is there ramps associated, or?
No, they're going to basically be on the ground trailers, not on wheels. There may be, you know, I don't know if they're going to put them on a slight foundation.
Yeah,
to get them
I'm
off the
just
ground,
thinking
but,
something.
I'm familiar with those, and they have what they call a hub.
Good evening. May I have your attention, please? The North Haven Library will be closing in 30 minutes. All computers, copiers, and Wi-Fi will be shutting down in 15 minutes.
They can
All purchases for the bookstore and cafe, along with library card applications, must be completed by 7:45. Thank you.
Okay, you get that?
Yep, I have no other questions.
Good.
I have a question.
Sure.
Is there going to be any fencing necessary around it for security or anything?
No, they're not proposing any fencing. I suppose if security does become an issue, we may be back before you at some point in time, but right now they're not proposing that.
Okay. Right.
I'm sorry, the more I see this, access, is it like the end of the long containers, they just open those doors?
Correct.
It looks like there's no traffic issue with that, even passing cars, so, okay.
Okay.
Are there any storm sewers accessible for condensate, or how will the condensate be handled as opposed to running across the parking lot? Because this is going to be going all year long.
Right. Quite frankly, I don't know the answer to that. I know that they are refrigerated, and I don't know if they have a release valve for water.
There has to be condensate coming off of them.
Right. So my guess is they probably just have a release valve that allows some water to come out that will go into the parking lot and ultimately into the storm drain. But it's not a direct hookup.
Well, I wouldn't expect to be, but I believe we would need something, I guess we could talk to Andy about that there won't be basically a trail of water all year long running across the parking lot. It's got to be directed someplace.
Direct drains right here, and.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, will the water be coming out through the traffic lane, which will be freezing during the winter? That's my concern.
No, it's an interesting question.
Andy, we'll get you on this.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you need, I'd be happy to work with them.
I don't know.
I mean, that's my only concern is the condensate, the constant run across the, you know.
No, it's a good.
It needs to be controlled.
Yeah. No, it's a good concern. I quite frankly had not thought about that, but it makes sense. So I'm happy to work with Andy when we install the trailers to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a look at that.
Absolutely. We can put one common drain associated with all of them and tie it into the storm drain system.
Sure.
Be the easiest thing to do, so I'd be happy to work with you guys on that.
Thank you.
Maybe it's just something that's handled at the building permit stage. Andy reviews all the building permits, so he can get whatever you need at that
There is one outside for the cooler that's outside that runs down the side of the building into the ground, so.
Yeah, there's plenty of storm drainage out there. It's just a matter of
I
closest.
wouldn't want to see them, you know, cast off and then just running a trail of water across the traffic lane to catch the storm sewer over here. That's my only concern.
Yeah, no, good question.
Okay. Well, you work with that, Andy.
I will.
Okay. Any other questions, Commissioner?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much. Very good. Close this, okay. See what we got to go here.
I'll make a motion to go into deliberations.
Okay, just
I'll second
hold on.
it.
Hold on 1 second. See where we are going. We have no one. We have no one. Okay. We have a motion to the deliberation.
And I'll second that.
Okay, that's good. We all 5 regular members.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see, okay, that's right.
Yep. Okay. Get a motion to approve the special permit for the hotel as permitted, as presented, exactly as it was presented, actually, with any staff comments and engineering staff. Can I get a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve it with the staff comments.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Okay, next one is P24 06 special permit, again for, well, it's for the application, it's for State Street. And it was, as they presented it to us, it was pretty clear. I guess that all the questions were answered. Do you have any unanswered questions?
Nope, I'm good.
You're good to go. Okay, I'd like to get a motion to approve that as it was presented.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Who had the second, Rod?
Rod.
Rod did.
Thank you.
Okay, then we have the site plan for Ravers. As it was, I'd like to get a motion to approve it as it was presented, and with Andy, town engineer, looking along at that, make sure that drain is working in good shape. Can I get a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve it with Andy's oversight.
Okay, can I get a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, very good. We have nothing on the other side. The next is I got the minutes from March 4th, 2024. A motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting, March 4th.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded? Bob?
Right.
Okay. Anything else coming before the commission? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. All those for record.
The preceding program is brought to you in part through a grant from the town of North Haven. Watch town meetings or other videos on demand at nhtv.com.